Owning a firearm is a serious responsibility. It's not just about the right to bear arms, it's about understanding the potential consequences of every action related to firearms. Gun safety is paramount. It's about protecting yourself, your loved ones, and everyone around you. Carelessness can have tragic and irreversible consequences. Every year, there are accidents involving firearms. Many of these could be prevented with proper knowledge and respect for safety rules. This essay will outline essential gun safety tips every responsible gun owner should know. Remember, owning a firearm is not about power or intimidation. It's about responsibility, discipline, and knowledge. By adhering to these safety guidelines, we can create a safer environment for everyone. Let's delve into these rules and why they are so important. The most fundamental rule of gun safety is to treat every firearm as if it were loaded. This principle is the cornerstone of responsible gun ownership, and is essential for preventing accidents. By always assuming a gun is loaded, you create a habit of cautious and deliberate handling, which can significantly reduce the risk of unintentional discharge. This rule is non-negotiable, and should be ingrained in the mind of every gun owner. Whether you are a seasoned shooter or a novice, the importance of this rule cannot be overstated. In gun safety courses, instructors emphasize this point repeatedly to ensure it becomes second nature. It's not just about following a rule, it's about adopting a mindset that prioritizes safety above all else. Even if you believe a gun is unloaded, always handle it with the utmost care. This means checking and rechecking the chamber and magazine, and never assuming that a gun is safe just because you think it is. Many accidents happen because someone assumed a gun was unloaded when it wasn't. By treating every gun as if it were loaded, you eliminate this dangerous assumption. Never point a firearm at anything you do not intend to shoot. This is another critical aspect of gun safety. By always being aware of where your gun is pointed, you can prevent tragic accidents. This rule applies whether you are at a shooting range, in the field, or at home. Always be conscious of your surroundings and ensure that your firearm is pointed in a safe direction at all times. This includes people, animals, and property. The potential for harm is not limited to human beings. Animals and property can also be at risk if a gun is mishandled. By treating every gun as if it were loaded, you are taking a proactive step to protect everything and everyone around you. Even when dry firing, always use a safe backstop like a dedicated target or bullet trap. Complacency is dangerous. Dry firing is a common practice for improving shooting skills, but it must be done with the same level of caution as live firing. A safe backstop ensures that if a live round is accidentally fired, it will be contained and not cause harm. Just because a gun is unloaded doesn't mean it can't be loaded in the next second. The status of a firearm can change quickly, and you must always be prepared for that possibility. By maintaining the mindset that a gun is always loaded, you stay vigilant and ready to handle any situation safely. Always assume a firearm is loaded and ready to fire. This assumption forces you to handle the gun with the respect and caution it deserves. It also helps to instill a culture of safety among those around you, as they will see your careful handling and be reminded to do the same. This mindset will help prevent accidents and save lives. Gun safety is not just about following rules. It's about creating habits that protect you and those around you. By treating every gun as if it were loaded, you are taking a significant step towards ensuring a safe environment for everyone. Remember, treating every gun as loaded is not just a rule, it's a mindset. This mindset is the foundation of all other gun safety practices. It requires constant vigilance and a commitment to safety that must never waver. By adopting this mindset, you are contributing to a culture of responsible gun ownership that can prevent tragedies and save lives. Muzzle discipline refers to always controlling the direction your firearm is pointed. This fundamental rule is the bedrock of all safe gun handling practices. It ensures that even if a firearm discharges unexpectedly, the bullet will not cause harm to people or unintended objects. This is crucial for preventing unintended injuries or fatalities. Accidents can happen in the blink of an eye, and maintaining strict muzzle discipline can be the difference between a close call and a tragic incident. Regardless of whether you believe a firearm is loaded, always keep the muzzle pointed in a safe direction. This habit should be ingrained in every gun handler from the very first moment they pick up a firearm. Treat every gun as if it is loaded, even if you are certain it is not. A safe direction is generally considered to be downrange at a designated target or up in the air. However, context matters. In some environments, pointing a firearm upwards might not be safe due to the risk of a falling bullet. Always assess your surroundings and choose the safest direction available. Never point a firearm at anything you are not willing to destroy. This includes not only people but also valuable property and even pets. The potential for damage is immense and the consequences are irreversible. This includes people, even in jest or during moments of heightened emotion. It might seem harmless to joke around, but the risk is never worth it. Always maintain a serious attitude when handling firearms. Maintaining muzzle discipline is a full-time responsibility when handling a firearm. It is not something that can be done half-heartedly or only when convenient. It requires a constant, unwavering commitment to safety. It requires constant awareness and control. You must always be aware of where your muzzle is pointing, and adjust as necessary to ensure it remains in a safe direction. This means being vigilant and proactive, not reactive. Even a momentary lapse in muzzle discipline can have devastating consequences. A single second of inattention can lead to an accidental discharge, which can cause injury or death. The stakes are incredibly high, and the responsibility is immense. Always be mindful of where your muzzle is pointed, and ensure that it remains directed in a safe direction at all times. This is not just a guideline but a strict rule that must be followed without exception. Your vigilance can save lives and prevent tragedies. Section 4. Trigger finger discipline, preventing negligent discharges. In this section we will delve into one of the most crucial aspects of firearm safety, trigger finger discipline. This practice is essential for preventing negligent discharges, which can lead to severe injuries or even fatalities. Understanding and implementing proper trigger finger discipline can make the difference between a safe handling experience and a tragic accident. Trigger finger discipline is another critical aspect of gun safety. It is a fundamental rule that every gun owner must adhere to, regardless of their level of experience. This practice involves a conscious effort to keep your finger off the trigger until you are absolutely ready to fire. It is not just about physical positioning but also about mental preparedness and situational awareness. It involves keeping your finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot. This means that your finger should be straight and resting along the frame of the firearm, not inside the trigger guard. This position helps prevent accidental discharges that can occur from sudden movements or startle responses. Your trigger finger should rest straight along the frame of the firearm until you have acquired a target and made the conscious decision to fire. This practice ensures that you have full control over when the firearm discharges, reducing the risk of unintended shots. It is a simple yet effective way to enhance safety. Placing your finger on the trigger prematurely increases the risk of an accidental discharge. This is because any unexpected movement, such as tripping or being startled, can cause your finger to press the trigger unintentionally. The consequences of such an action can be dire, leading to injury or death. This is especially dangerous if the firearm is not pointed in a safe direction. Always ensure that your firearm is pointed in a safe direction, even when you believe it is unloaded. This habit, combined with proper trigger finger discipline, forms the foundation of responsible gun handling. Even experienced gun owners can experience involuntary muscle spasms or twitches. These involuntary movements can happen at any time and are often unpredictable. By keeping your finger off the trigger, you mitigate the risk of these spasms causing an accidental discharge. Maintaining trigger finger discipline prevents these involuntary movements from having potentially tragic consequences. It is a practice that requires constant vigilance and discipline. Regular training and practice can help reinforce this habit, making it second nature whenever you handle a firearm. Practice this discipline diligently, and make it a habit every time you handle a firearm. Whether you are at a shooting range, cleaning your gun, or simply handling it, always be mindful of where your trigger finger is. Consistency in this practice is key to ensuring safety. Remember, your trigger finger should only touch the trigger when you are on target and ready to shoot. This simple rule can prevent countless accidents and save lives. By incorporating trigger finger discipline into your routine, you contribute to a safer environment for yourself and those around you. Always prioritize safety and make responsible gun handling your top priority. Section 5. Secure storage, keeping firearms out of the wrong hands. Responsible gun ownership extends beyond handling firearms. It includes safe storage. This is crucial to prevent unauthorized access, particularly by children or individuals who should not have access to firearms. There are various secure storage options available, including gun safes, lockboxes, and trigger locks. Choose an option that best suits your needs and living situation. The key is to store firearms unloaded and secured, separate from ammunition. Investing in a quality gun safe provides a high level of security and protection. Remember, securing your firearms is not just about preventing theft. It's about preventing accidents and saving lives. Take the necessary steps to ensure your firearms are stored responsibly and out of reach of unauthorized individuals.